What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. And yes, there is a Yoshi and the Mysterious Book demo. You can go right now to your nearest store, whether it be Target, Best Buy. One of them will have it, probably even Walmart. But yes, my local Target actually had the demo ready to go. So yeah, I'm just going to show you the gameplay that I actually played and talk about what I experienced. Also, big shout out to my friend Brendan for helping record the footage. But let's dive in. So I only was able to play 2 levels of the demo before it just completely ends. You get up to 15 minutes or until you beat the first 2 levels. So what you do in order to jump into a level is you just scan the book with your magnifying glass. And I'm sure you're able to just jump into any of the levels with the finished game, but for this one it specifically made me pick the Crazy Daisy stage first, followed by the Dandelion stage. And it seems like each chapter will be full of like 4 or 5 stages. I'm not sure how many in total there will be. I counted around 4 or 5 in the first chapter that you could actually click on. But yeah, the first thing I'll point out is the game is beautiful. Man, I wish I could actually just directly capture this, because even looking off of the camera, it looks so good. It runs at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second with literally no drops that I've experienced, and it's just beautiful. It is 100% one of, if not the best looking Yoshi games to date. I have no issues with that. I mean, it is beautiful. Now, music-wise, I was kind of let down. I didn't really hear too much. Then again, this is a store demo, so I won't be able to tell for sure until the full game releases and I can hear the full soundtrack, but I don't know. From what I've heard so far, it just seems like it might be another forgettable Yoshi soundtrack, kind of like Crafted World was for me. Nothing near Woolly World. Woolly World is one of the best soundtracks I think Nintendo's ever made. That with Kirby's Epic Yarn and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. But nope, nothing too catchy here. And honestly, I don't even really know where to begin talking about this game, because it's a 2D Yoshi game. I kind of left the game just feeling, okay, sure, yeah, that was a game I played. I don't know, it wasn't anything super crazy. I feel like the main reason is this doesn't feel like a game that you can really play as a demo, because you're just trying to rush and hurry up and get done to see how much you can do. I feel like this is 100% a game that you just have to sit down and just spend countless hours just messing around with things and seeing what happens, and that's what this game is supposed to be. It's very much just like mess around and see what you can uncover. There's so many little areas where I feel like I can do something and I just don't know what they want me to do quite yet, and it is pretty interesting to think of, you know, maybe I need a certain character to, you know, grow fruit on this tree, or maybe I need to take this character to go do this, and you'll just do random things and get rewards for it, like, oh, you can splash these flowers and you'll get a star badge for it. I'll be going on a bunch of random tangents here, but one thing I really like is the moveset. Yoshi feels so good to move around. His egg toss is back, everything feels good. He's got a new tail swipe to just throw characters on his back, which is really cool as well. And he also has these really cool animations, like he can flick around and spin around real quick. You'll probably also notice throughout the gameplay is he will occasionally do like these weird flip jumps and stuff if you jump consecutively one after the next, almost like a 2D Mario triple jump. Instead, you can just keep doing it. You can just keep jumping over and over and over again, and Yoshi will do these cool like flip and twirl animations, which is pretty cool to watch, honestly. But yeah, the first stage was pretty, you know, straightforward. It was like letting some flowers bloom by jumping through the trees and taking some daisies and putting them on your back. Nothing super crazy. Now, when you finish a stage, each stage has a specific goal, meaning one major objective for you to complete. It doesn't have to be at the end of the level. It could be hidden through something that you have to do. It's not just to make your way all the way to the right, but you also have 3 smiley flowers to collect and also tons of star challenges to find and unlock. And the more stars you get, I'm sure you can do something with them. I don't know yet. I believe the early previews said that the stars can be used to buy hints as to other things to find and stuff, so that's pretty cool. But let's move on to the second level. Now, you guys have seen a lot about this stage already, from Nintendo's own trailers to the previews, but you have these little dandelions, or these little spores, that sprout on the ground, and you can pretty much run over them, push them around, kick them around in order to get them to attach to things. Now, you want them to attach to things because they lead to other things, and I was actually quite surprised when I found some unique ways to use them. For instance, you have these big golden dandelions, and if you ground pound on them, it'll blast a bunch all over the surrounding area. And I figured out that you could get a bunch in these trees, and I kept making ways in order to spread them further and further down the stage. I was able to grow gold spores down on the ground and also up in the trees to bounce as high as I can to find a hidden smiley flower. And honestly, tracking down these smiley flowers is where I started to find most of the fun, because some of these look like they could be pretty tricky. But this stage is an example of a stage where I feel like there was a lot of other things that I could do and I just didn't know what they wanted me to do. I kept finding these tumbleweeds everywhere and also this potted pine tree. I have no clue what they wanted me to do. But you can get stars for anything. Like, I didn't even realize I got a star for eating an apple with a crazy daisy on my back, which turned him red, and it gave me a star challenge for that, which is pretty crazy. So you're literally going to have to play around and do everything that you can in each stage to see what's a challenge and what's not. Now, I was trying to get these spores to actually land on the rocks, and this is where I started to get kind of frustrated because I couldn't get them to land where I wanted to, and it felt like it was taking forever. It wasn't like hard or anything like that, but it just, oh my gosh, it was tedious, until eventually I found out, hey, the crazy daisy can also turn into a spore-filled daisy, and yeah, look at them, it's all miserable and stuff. Once enough of these spores land on a rock or a boulder, you can ground pound in order to crack it open and get something like I got a smiley flower. But yeah, there's a couple that just nothing would happen. For instance, this rock would not break open. But here I purposely didn't find the objective because I wanted to see if it would give me a hint. And it did when I jumped in. It said there's something called scared off a much bigger creature. So it looks like if you exit and enter a stage, eventually it'll give you a hint as to where one of the challenges are that you haven't completed yet. So this challenge was trying to get all these spores into this little cave in order for them to attach to this creature. Once again, it just took a while to bring all the spores over here, and it felt like it was just a slow grind to finally get them there. And then trying to get the spores through that tiny cave was actually pretty funny. Also, I love the book's thinking face when it tells you to do something. But yeah, there wasn't much to this. You just cover him in the spores and then he wakes up and runs off. But yeah, these first two stages was pretty much the entire demo. But what did I think about it? It's fine. I feel like if anything, this demo kind of hurts the game. This is one of those few games that doesn't really need a demo. The first two stages aren't giving you enough to really go off of, whereas you look at the overview trailer and there's so many colorful worlds and wacky characters and enemies that you can put on your back with cool abilities and effects, where you don't really get that from the demo. The demo feels like it's almost nothing. A lot of the time, it just feels like I'm running around these levels just doing random crap and getting rewarded for it, without really trying to reach a certain objective. You also have to go into this game with a different mindset than most 2D platformers. You aren't going to be competing. Like, this isn't something that you're probably going to have a hard time with at all. You are meant to kind of turn your brain off, unwind, and just explore and see what happens as you explore each stage. And it's different, and I actually can see this being fun with its full game. But from the demo, I didn't get much from it, and I didn't leave much with anything on my mind. I was just like, yep, that was a game I played. My friend wasn't really big into Nintendo games, and he just kind of watched as he recorded, and even he said afterwards, like, yeah, I don't know too many kids that are going to really want this game. I don't see anything right now. And I definitely get that. In a generation where kids like Roblox and Fortnite, I don't know if these are the type of games that kids would really care about, unless they're really, really little kids. I'm talking like baby's first game. But let me make this very clear. I'm not saying that this game is bad or horrible or anything like that. I'm just saying that the demo didn't provide a whole lot to go off of so far. Some demos do. I know people are like, it's a demo, what'd you expect? Some demos definitely give me a good feeling as to what to expect with the game, and I either really, really like it or really, really don't. I just don't know yet, and that's fine. I'm gonna have to wait and see when the game comes out, but I do believe the full game is gonna have a lot more to play around with, and like I said, the game just looks beautiful, dude. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Have you gotten a chance to play the demo yet? And if so, did you really enjoy it? And if you haven't, do you want to, or are you gonna wait for the game, or are you gonna even pick up the game at all? Let me know down below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and I hope you all have a blessed day. See you guys.